Hello, Monday Motivator fans. This month we are focusing on the career pillar. You know, throughout your career, you're going to have to make decisions, such as, do you want to stay in the executive assistant profession and maybe move up within that profession? Or maybe, do you want to work in another department? So maybe you like your position and you like the work you're doing and you enjoy being an executive assistant, but you don't necessarily like the department you're working in, and maybe you want to move to another department. I hear some assistants tell me that they really like the work that they do and they enjoy that area of work that they're in. However, they're not really crazy about the people they're working for or they're working with. Other assistants love their job, but they don't like their executive. In other instances, maybe an assistant is thinking about she really likes the people, or he really likes the people, but the work itself isn't challenging. So again, there are many different situations throughout our career and where we have to make a decision about something. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, I want to tell you a little story. I had just gotten an email request last week. And so Jasmine asked me if I would please address that, and actually it fits in perfectly with this Monday Motivator. The email was from an executive assistant who is 63 years old, and she was asking about when is the right time to retire. Well, first of all, I have to tell you the word retirement is not even in my vocabulary, because as long as I'm healthy and I'm well and I can get out there and do things, I don't want to retire per se. I want to keep working and enjoy my work, and I'm very passionate about what I do. So like I said, that's not even in my vocabulary. I would like to, yes, someday have maybe opportunities to take more time off and work on a book or a project. So for example, if I wanted to take a month off and just focus on writing a book, that I can do that. So I just would like more flexibility maybe. But I know for a lot of people, a lot of assistants are getting to that age now of retirement, and they do wonder about when should they retire. Well, my answer is, you know, it's really personal. I can't give you a specific answer. If you really enjoy your work and you are physically able to do that, then why retire? I mean, what else would you be doing, I guess? And it's no one's decision. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer as to when to retire. It's when it feels right to you, when it's right in your heart, when you know maybe you've had enough, you've put in a lot of years and a lot of time, and you feel like there isn't any more challenge. You also have to look at your financial pillar. Are you financially able to retire? If you're going to be strapped and maybe not be able to live the lifestyle that you would like to when you retire, then maybe you need to put in 2 or 3 or 4 more years. So you definitely have to consider your financial pillar when you're thinking about retirement. You also need to think about your wellness pillar when you're getting ready to retire, or when you might retire. Like I said, if you're physically able and capable and it gives you energy to go to work and to know that you're needed and you're challenged and you love that, why would you stop? What else are you going to do? Sit on the front porch? I don't know, I couldn't imagine doing that. You can only make that decision, but again, you have to take those things into consideration. Now, what about your other decisions, though? Again, in that situation of, well, should I move into another department? Should I really search for another job because I'm not happy? I always say that you need to look at the entire picture. So what percentage of your job are you not happy with? So if there's only 10% that you're not happy with, that's the norm. No job exists where you're going to be 100% happy, or enjoy what you do. For me, I love my work, but I can definitely tell you there are certain aspects of my work that I don't enjoy, like having to deal with the financials and the nitty-gritty of the work I do. But I love the creative, I love the teaching, I love working with people. So again, look at the big picture. Now, if you were to say, Joan, there's 60% of my job that I do not enjoy, then yes, you do need to take a look at that. Think about your environment and the people you work with. So let's say, you love the job, but you're not happy with the people. Okay, again, how many people are driving you crazy? Is it one person, and how often do you have to interact with that one person? So for example, if it is one person, but you only have to interact with them once a week, is it worth giving up everything else you love? So as I said, you have to look at the entire picture and weigh. You also have to weigh the pros and cons, because you may go to another position and then all of a sudden there's something there that you're not going to be happy with. So consider, into your core, what really motivates you and what brings you that happiness at work. Is it the work itself? Is it the people you work with? Of course we want both, but measure, and think about the weight of each of those. So you might say, for example, that it's only one person that I have difficulty with, but the weight and the impact of their attitude on you just squashes you and squashes all your energy and enthusiasm. And this happens on a regular basis, then that's a pretty big deal. Versus maybe it's one person, like I said, and once a month they upset you. So I can, go on and on about decisions in your career. You also have to take into consideration if you're married and how does your partner feel about your career and what's that impact. If you're thinking about moving to a different geographic location and looking at that entire piece. So you would get a sheet of paper and you would make a list of all these areas and all these variables. You would look at the weight of each of those. You would think about the outcome. So if I take this step, what are the pros and what are the cons? Anyways, you can do this, and I think it's great that we do have decisions and we do have options today. So good luck when it comes to decision making in your career.